Hello. I believe I am live. I'm just gonna sit here for a minute until people roll in. Hello, humans. We got some people rolling in. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. The number is growing. This is good. We're gonna sit here for a little bit longer, so bear with me. I've got my wine. I hope you all do too. It's 5 p.m, so drinking time. Hi, Kerry. Hi, Jazz. Hi, Cicely. Old school. Cool. I've got people. There's more people. There's more people coming. Join me, guys. Hi, Alan. And I want to down it, Jazz. If anyone's interested, this wine, let me turn the brightness down. This wine, Isla Negra, Sauvignon Blanc, from Tesco's, is $5.25, and it really bangs. Like, it's really good. And the Chardonnay of this one is really good too. It's from Chile, but it's £5 and it tastes delicious. So I've got my whole bottle here, ready to drink for this tutorial. Good morning from California. Wow, I wish I was in California. Hi, Clara. Okay, so I just want to remind everybody that all of our classes are free, and in the links, in the comments, you can find a link to buy us a coffee just for a small donation to help along with these classes as a little, I don't know, a little coffee or a drink or something for the girls. So yeah, if you want to do that, just find the link in the comments. Thanks, Mark. Okay, so I'm going to get started. So today I'm going to do a quick glam makeup that I normally do for work. That is quick and easy, and I do it when I'm feeling kind of lazy. But the effect is good and it looks great. So I'm going to prep the skin. I have this really, well, I stole this from my housemate. Sorry, Ella, love you. It's called Fuchsia Really Good Vitamin E Oil. I'm going to use this because I want my skin to have a bit of a glow. Just a few drops of that. Put it all over the skin. So I prepped my skin before this as well. I washed my face and scrubbed it with salicylic acid scrub from Nip and Fab, just to like get rid of all my dead skin. And then I put a hyaluronic acid serum on. Fucking hell, the lights. Can you see this? No, you can't. There you go, The Ordinary, really cheap. Turn my lights back on. The Ordinary, I think it's like £5. It's really good. Hyaluronic acid, I think it's something that we form in our skin anyway. With age, I think it depletes. This keeps you hydrated, I believe. I'm not an expert. I kind of know the general gist, but I don't know all the good details. Okay, oil is on. So last time in my tutorial I did my eyes first, and then I did my skin because I was doing a dark eye, but today I'm going to do a lighter eye. So we're going to go in with the skin to start, just because it's a lot quicker. And we don't have to worry about, I'm just going to put my hair up. Trying to get the comments. Hi guys. Just going to put my hair back. I've curled my eyelashes as well, so if you have straight eyelashes, curl them first. It's easier to get it out of the way now. Okay, so I'm gonna use Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. It's been my favorite for years. It kind of gives a decent coverage without being way too heavy. I feel like you can wear it going out or in the day. Some people might find that this is not coverage enough, but I like to, this is like a kind of light coverage, and you can add a heavier concealer after. I'm just going to put a good squeeze on my hand. And drink my wine. Foundation brush. Just gonna lightly cover the whole face. I'm not too precious about this. Just shove it on, essentially. I think it's a bit bright. Do better with me, fiddling with these lights. So I'm going to get it all over the face, on the eyelids as well, everywhere. And then I tend to bring it down on the neck a little bit, just because I use a bit of a darker colour than my actual skin, because I like to look like I've got a bit of a tan. My Laura Mercier is in colour Tawny 4W1. I don't know what that means. It's a yellow base, I believe. I prefer like a yellowy tone to my foundation than a red base. But if you, that's because my skin is olive. Cool, foundation on. We're gonna go in with concealer next. What am I gonna use? Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in medium 1 custard. This is really good if you want a heavier coverage on top of your lighter coverage foundation. Excuse me sniffling, I've got really bad hay fever today. So, in the areas that I need it, under the eye, on the nose, a little bit in here, corners of my mouth and chin, and around my nose there. I've got a few little spots, so I'm just gonna dab it onto those as well. Cool, that's my concealer areas. Hello everybody. Thanks for watching. Okay, so then I've got this brush. This is my concealer brush. It's actually dead, but Real Techniques, really good for blending. It's my favourite. Sometimes I just put all of my foundation and concealer on with this. I'm just gonna blend it out. So for those of you who are tuning in a little bit later, I am doing a quick glam makeup that I use to do my makeup so it looks glammy for work, but that takes me a little bit less time than doing a full look. So I'm just blending that in around the eye and all the areas that you feel it needs pushing into to thicken up your coverage. So dabbing under the eye and into those bags, get rid of those bags, and onto the eyelid a little bit. in with the head. Just dab it on the nose carefully. Hi Dave. Hi Tomlin. There you go. That is my concealer done. Pretty quick. MAC Select Cover Up. This is a good concealer if you want to just add even more coverage. I've got this in quite a light colour, NC20. Kayla actually gave me this, no joke, 2 years ago, nearly 3 years ago. And I've still got the same one, and I think it was half empty. That's literally how little of this I use, but it's really good if you just want that extra, if you're tired, you've got a bit of bags, it's really good for extra coverage. Hi Gina. Awesome. Tita, you should be sorry. So yeah, literally, the tiniest dab of that I use. Then I get a little brush like this. This is Eco Tools, completely cruelty free, nice and like puffy. Dab it in, so it's got like a really soft coverage on it, and just take that into the areas that you see. It's just brightening up. I've got that in a lighter colour than all of my concealers. Just dabbing that into the eye bags where I feel like I get most darkness on my face. Maybe even just a little bit around here. You can just dab it over the areas you want to look a little bit lighter. Done. That's the concealer done. So now I'm gonna do my, this is just my this is what I always do. I kind of have the same skin routine every time. I'm probably could go outside of that, but I'm a bit lazy sometimes. So Bobbi Brown, the foundation stick, Cool Almond. This I use as a cream contour. It's my favourite. I think some people use a darker colour, but I like more of an orangey kind of tan tone with mine. It makes me look a bit more brown, as well as giving you a bit of contouring. Which colour is the MAC thing? Hi Clara. This is in NC20. So that's a cool colour. So that's a yellow tone. And it's nice and light. I literally use that as like the lightest one that I use. I think they do lighter ones than that, but because I've got a bit of a tan, I don't want to go too bright. But yeah, that would probably work for you, Clara. That colour as well. It's pretty universal. Universal? Versatile. That's the word. Okay, so cream contour, Cool Almond 725. I'm going to take that straight into here and here, and get rid of my double chin under here. I like to put some on my head. Just a little dab here. There we go. So then I use a brush like this, a foundation brush, to blend it in. You need a bit of stiffness to your brush, otherwise it's just gonna kind of not push it around properly, and you really want to get it blended in. So we're gonna go in and blend that out. You can slightly put it in your temple as well. See how that looks nice and brown and bronze. The reason I do this on my foundation and not only just bronzer is because it actually gives you a base to your bronzer. So if some people will touch their face a lot, or if you're like performing, for instance, and your hair is touching your face, I feel like sometimes it can tend to take the bronzer off and you can end up with streaks on your cheek. I don't know if that's because my technique is wrong, but this is kind of like foolproof. So it's got like the underneath layer as well. So if the bronzer kind of gets a bit smudged, then you've still got that to kind of hold it down. Any questions that anyone's got, do let me know. And I will try and answer them. So next time I do this tutorial, I think I'm going to try and do something a little bit more fun, like more crazy, maybe something with coloured eyeshadows. So I'm just blending that into the eye socket, just literally not even being careful about it. So I've done the sockets, I've done my cheekbones and my head, and then I'm just left with my jaw. If you've got a strong jaw already, you probably don't need to do this, but quarantine has given me a double chin, so we're just going to hide that with the wonders of makeup. There we go. Hi, Anissa. Have a drink for me. Honestly, I can't recommend this wine more. For all of those who have just, for all of you who've only just joined me, Isla Negra from, I was going to say Boots. This is not from Boots. This is from Tesco. The Sauvignon Blanc, it's £5 and it tastes banging, so get on it. Okay, I'm blended. So I'm going to set that now. In fact, just because I can see it's a little bit, it looks a bit close to my nose here, so I'm going to get my concealer brush and just dab that a little bit, bring it back out again. Cool. So I just bought this because none of the shops are open and I needed powder for today and I forgot I'd run out. I went to Boots and I bought this L'Oreal True Match Minerals Mattifying Powder. I'm going to tell you now if it's any good. I am a sucker for packaging. So I saw that it was shiny and that's why I bought it, like a magpie. How does this work? Dab into there. It's got like it's got like a hole in it with a net. Okay. Feels okay. I guess we'll see how the bronzer goes on top. Tester for me is like, if something's too powdery, when you try and put your bronzer on, it goes all weird and doesn't go on properly. So we'll find out then, I guess. Literally setting everywhere. Ooh, it feels very powdery. But it looks all right. I've got very oily skin, so I tend to pick something that's a little bit more mattifying, just because otherwise it slides off my face. Done. No worries, Starberries. I should do a drink review live stream. I probably should. I know too much about alcohol. Do you know what, actually? I've been drinking a lot, as I think everybody has. And I've been trying all of the cheapest wines that exist in all of the supermarkets because I am broke. So I could actually do a cheap wine review live stream if anyone was interested. It's not very interesting, but okay. Bronzer, Hoola, my fave. Got an angled brush like this. I find this is best for your bronzer. I'm gonna go in over where we contoured. On the head. Please do this. Okay. I shall do this. And again the neck. I can hear somebody playing the guitar and singing. Getting there? Cool. Now I'm going to highlight. I've got Charlotte Tilbury Bar of Gold. Tell me which one gives the lightest hangover, please. I'm not going to lie, I've been drinking every evening, quite a lot, and not having a hangover, but I don't know if that's because I am now very accustomed to drinking every single night and getting up and doing a workout, because normally I'd just lay in bed because I'm lazy. I'm not going to show you my highlighter because it's in pieces and I'm too poor to buy a new one. Okay, so Bar of Gold, there's 3 different colours in it and I'm using all of them together, mixed together. Going to highlight the cheekbones. See, this is where I can see that that powder is cheap, because when I'm putting the highlighter on, it's quite hard to put on, which is almost too powdery for me. So don't buy that powder. My favourite powder is Laura Mercier, a HD setting powder, and it's pressed. You can also buy it in loose. I prefer pressed powder. Highlight, and I'm going to do the Cupid's bow as well here, because we're doing a red lip. Always looks nice. I can't get these lights right today. Is that better? Loads of it. The make of the highlighter. It's Charlotte Tilbury. She's an amazing makeup artist and she, not that long ago, made her own brand. They do really nice stuff. It's quite expensive though. I think this is £45 for a highlighter, which is spenny. But I've had this, my mum bought me this actually. Christmas, not last year. Wait, what time? Christmas before last. Christmas before last. 1 second. I'm just worried my phone's going to turn off. Bear with me. Okay. Sorry, my phone is actually being strange. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, yeah, Charlotte Tilbury Bar of Gold. They do really, really amazing lip liners as well and lipsticks. Loads of really nice stuff, in fact. This has lasted me like a year and a bit. So, yeah, it's been quite a long time I've had that and it's still going, just about. Okay. Just lost what I'm doing. So I've highlighted. That's my skin pretty much done. Just gonna curl my eyelashes. Now we're gonna go in with the eyes. So, this is gonna be a quick one. Urban Decay, Naked Palette, Heat. I used it last time as well. It's one of my favorite palettes. I think they do one in more of a, this is like an orangey tone. They do like a pinky tone one as well. They're both really amazing. I'm gonna use the mid brown, same I used last time. this one here. It's called Low Blow. And I've got this Real Techniques quite puffy eyeshadow brush. My favourite kind of brush for putting eyeshadow on. I'm going to go straight into the socket, dab, dab, like this, and then blend. And you can keep adding more. I'm just going to bring it out slightly. I love the heat palette too. No worries, Heather. Do just stick any questions you have for me in the comments. There we go. My screen has gone very weird, so do let me know that you can still see me properly. I'm going to do the other eye, dab it into the socket. And I'm going to blend it again into the socket. These brushes are so good for this because you actually don't have to be that precise. It just blends it for you. Using a really small brush to blend or a really compact brush, it's really difficult. And it takes quite a lot of skill. So a brush like this, I feel personally, you can't really go wrong with. It makes everything really easy. Just keep packing the colour in to the depth that you want. I like to go quite high with mine. That's done. Okay, now I'm going to use a brush like this for the under eye. A bit more precise, a bit more compact. All good my end. Thanks, Heather. This is easy for precision and also gives a little bit of blending at the same time. So I'm going to use this for the under eye. Same colour again, under the eye. The colour is called Low Blow. It's actually the one that there's so many colours in this palette that I haven't really used. Oh, I need to blend that. But Low Blow and Sourced are pretty much nearly gone. There's always a few colours in a palette that you love more than all the others. That's because I use this one for my quick eye, always. There we go. Right, now I want a little bit more depth, just a little bit. So I'm going to use a more precise blending brush, like this one. This is MAC. I have no idea what number it is, right? No, they're all so old, they've all rubbed off. I think I'll go in with this colour, He Devil, appropriate. Tap that in. And go into the socket. In fact, that's not dark enough. I'm going to go Cayenne. Cayenne, it's like cayenne pepper. Okay, dab that into the socket. Dabbing is good with these brushes if you're not confident with blending. Then powder it out. See? Same again on the other side. That is the train going past my house. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm glad you are interested. It's just warming it up and darkening it up slightly. With this, I always try to not pack the brush too heavily with the eyeshadow because it will fall on your face. So a trick is dab it in, get a good amount on the brush and tap it on the edge of your, whatever the hell you have. And that will take all of the really loose powder off. I'm gonna just use this blending brush and pull it under the eye slightly. On both sides with the darker colour to really warm it up. I always just pull back and have a look where the heights are sitting, make sure they're kind of even. And I think that's me done for the eyeshadow. I'm just gonna use MAC Vanilla Pigment. I have literally had this for so long as well. This is ancient and it's still full, literally. So I just use it off the lid. There's a little tiny lid in there. Hi, Paulina. No worries, Jen. Yeah, I always do as well. And also, if you do end up with some fallout that goes onto your face, instead of getting something to rub it off, which is always a disaster, try to get it off with a powder brush first. So something like this, or even something like this, but that might push it in a little bit more. And try and flick as much off as you can before you start going back in with concealer and powders and stuff and foundations, because then it just smudges in and it's a nightmare. I have had a few occasions when I've just had to take all my foundation off and start again because I've had too much fallout. So it is good to try and avoid it. Okay, I'm gonna use a little precision brush, this little guy, to go into the corners of my eyes. So you can see now. And obviously that's extreme. So then I'm gonna go in with a little blendy brush and just do that. It's all in my eye now, so that's good. That just opened the corner of your eye. Same again on the other side. See that? Really hyperpigmented, so it gives a dramatic effect. Ah, thank you, Starberries, that's amazing. I'm glad you like our stuff and our content that we are creating in this very weird time. Any tips you guys have for us for when we're performing? Do let us know. Cool. So that's the corners of my eyes done. And like I said, this is a makeup that I do all the time for performing because it's quick and it's easy. I'm taking a little bit longer right now because I'm talking to you, but if I did this normally, it'd probably take me about 30 minutes. Then I'm gonna get this brush, so like a, I don't even know what you call that, compacted, it's kind of a little bit hard, but still got a blend to it. I'm gonna use the vanilla again. And I'm just gonna go in up here. Being careful with that, just not to come down onto your eyeshadow that you've blended up nicely. Oops. See if I'm not concentrating, I mess up as well. Cool. So that's super strong there. Then what I'll do is I'll just get my eyeshadow brush again, the one that I used for blending, and just slightly blend that edge so it's not too sharp. Done. Okay. Now, shouting. Well, I'm gonna go with the eyeliner. I'm gonna do a nice flick with this look. I always find that just makes everything more dramatic. Hi, Tristan. So, NYX. Wow, I literally just stared at that like a lemming. Okay, so this is NYX Epic Ink Liner. I prefer these kind of felt tip pen vibes. It's the easiest kind of thing for me to use. So we're gonna go straight in with that. I want a nice dramatic flick with this because it's a softer eyeshadow. Well, softer for me, I guess. I'm also gonna take this powder off my lips because I look mental. Okay, so how I do my flicks. do this. Ooh, it's leaking. Why are you doing that? Sorry, bear with me. I do a line as a guide, like that. Then I pull it in like that, like a template. And then I use that line to carry it through to where you want it to finish. Now, I personally find, can you see where I've gone to with that? It's kind of where my eyelashes finish. I find that, show me your ass, Dennis. I just have nothing to say to that. So, I'm going to where my eyelashes kind of finish. If you take it too close in to the corner of your eye, I find that it closes your eyes up. So, I tend to kind of like to leave it a bit open. So, now we just fill it in. Like so. That's that done. I'm just touching up it to make it nice and neat. So that's one eye done. As you can see, it adds a lot of like drama to the eye. So I'm going to do the other eye. Sorry, I'm in a bit of a weird position here, but I hope you can see. The same again. Guideline. Again, got a little template there. I'm going to use that. To carry it in. And then fill it in, like so. Done. Now on the inside, I've kind of got a little bit too thick there. Thicker than the other eye anyway. So what I'm going to do is just get a really little brush. Thanks, Claire. This is a little angled brush. I'm just going to clean it up with that slightly. Being very hygienic and using my spit. There we go. That's better. So that's pretty much the eyes done. Now it's just eyelashes and mascara. Then we've also got eyebrows and lips. Pull it all together. Wine, also wine. Yeah, I mean, practice does make perfect with your flicks, Heather. I find that if I haven't done them in ages, I do them and I'm like, what on earth have I just done? They are really wonky or too thick and it's really easy to mess them up. So don't worry about that. Just, if you try, this NYX eyeliner is really cheap. I think it's £5 or £8. So I would recommend this. It's good for precision. And also, just not worrying too much if you do mess it up. You can go in with, so also replying to you, Starberries, if they're wonky, don't worry, like you can go in with a brush, like a little angled brush or a little brush like this, wet it with your makeup wipe or with the spit, if you want to be unhygienic like me, and clean it up. So say one's down here, just bring it up slightly. Just be really careful. Just don't put too much water on if you've got eyeshadow on, because it will then like take the eyeshadow off and you've got to then adjust that. But yeah, it is practice. It is just practice, honestly. If I haven't done them in a while, I do find they tend to be wonky as well. So it's not just you, it's also me. It's also patience. Like, if you can be bothered just to sit and do it, you know, and be careful, then I find they always go best. But also if you overthink it at the same time, you end up messing it up as well, which I've done so many occasions on makeup that I spent hours on, and then I've just messed it up with the eyeliner straight away. And yes, Tita, this NYX is same as Kat Von D and literally a quarter of the price. And it's lasted so much longer. I've had this one for ages. No worries, Heather. Hi, Shazza. So I've just started doing things without telling you. Eyelashes. I told you in the last video, Remy Natural Wispies. These are human hair, apparently, which is a little bit weird, but they're good and they're quite cheap. $5.99 from my local hair shop, from Pax, and they are nice and wispy and natural. This is 71T. Here's a pair that I prepared earlier. So I've got Duo Eyelash Glue in black. Apparently, but there's nothing coming out. Okay, let's try that again. I'm just going to put a bit of glue on them. Straight on, not too much, not too little. The perfect amount. I'm sure you know if you wear eyelashes. If you don't, you'll start to understand the more you use them. Too much and they'll be sliding all over the place, sticking your eyes together. Not enough, they'll be falling off. I use this tube of Duo because I've had it for so long. If there is a better one that you think, if there's a better one that you think, then let me know, because this is not amazing, but I use it because I've got it. And I don't like to waste. Just trying to read my comments. Hi Naz, nice to see you again. Glad you're watching our videos. Glad you are enjoying them. We're actually getting quite a good response out of these videos, which is really nice. So thank you so much for all of you watching. I'm just gonna let them dry for a little second. Like to kind of go a bit tacky so they're not as hard to stick on. When it's really fresh glue, they'll just slide around and then fall off and it's really hard. You need them to be a little bit tacky. Wine. Okay. I'm going to use a little mirror again so I can get closer to my face. So the way that I do this is I tend to hook it onto the inside of the eye where you want it to start and then place it down. Then, it's not quite in place, but it kind of is. I've got this weird, I think this is actually for squeezing pores out of your face, but I like to use it to precision to put my eyelashes into place, essentially. So, just going to use the end of that to kind of push them down so they're right next to my actual eyelashes. Excuse me. I'm going to use the end of a brush. I've got a little bit of glue on top of my eye there to just wipe that away. It will kind of dry clear, so it's not to worry too much about that. But to just use your hand to push on the end of the eyelash and you'll feel it push into your eye. That's how I make sure it's stuck to my actual eye and not on my eyelashes. Same again on the other eye. Hook it. And then push it in. That's on. My eyelashes are a little bit stuck in the corner. Just going to use this weird thing to separate them. And then you can just, if they need moving around. Again, practice makes perfect. Sometimes, no exaggeration, I will try and put my eyelashes on like 5 times and it won't work. So I will just, a little tip, I find that a lot of the time my eyelashes, again, they sit on onto my eyelashes instead of being stuck onto the eye right at the root of your eyelash. So just use the pushing on the eyelash to kind of push it into your eye. So it's not on the eyelashes, it's more on your eyelid, right next to the root of your eyelash. There's nothing worse when you look down and you can see that somebody's eyelashes are stuck onto their eyelashes, which I do sometimes because I'm lazy and I can't be bothered. Cool, eyelashes are on. Practice makes perfect. Sometimes I get it wrong too. Mascara. So this is not my new one. Maybe it is. This is Perversion by Urban Decay, my favourite mascara, and apparently I need a new one, which is upsetting. So I'm going to just go in straight away. I've let them dry a little bit, so do wait a little bit before you start doing this because you'll just pull the eyelashes off. You need them to dry a little bit. Just blending my eyelashes into the fake eyelashes. And then I like bottom eyelashes, so I'm going to go in with that as well. Thanks, Lucy. There. Same again on the other eye. Thanks, guys, for everybody who's still watching this. And I am actually hopefully helping. And then again, on the bottom. Getting a nice coverage, just thickening them up. Ta-da! So my eye's done. I longed that out because I was talking a lot, chatting shit. Now we're gonna go in eyebrows. Same thing that I used last time in my video because it's what I have in my house right now. Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil. I bought this in the airport because I'd run out before I went to a job, and it's actually a really nice colour, and I like one that has a brush and the pencil. So brush the eyebrows up, pick a colour that's kind of natural to you. Some people like dark eyebrows. I like mine to look kind of natural, even though they don't look natural because I've got fake ginger hair. Right. Wow, my eyes are itching because I do not wear makeup very often in this time. Thanks, Paulina. So we're going to go in the eyebrows. The way that I do my eyebrows, I start here. I very gently create a line where I want my eyebrow to kind of start, like that. Then I pull up in with gentle strokes. This colour is number 3. It's a supernatural taupe. It's kind of like a mid brown, dark blonde. See how I'm doing that? Then this little bit of eyebrow I'm kind of missing, so I'll draw that in and pull it round. And you can use the brush to kind of just brush that out slightly so it's more natural. If you like it more precise and quite angled, you can leave it as it is, but I like to brush it a little bit so it looks a bit softer. What brand the eyelashes are? No worries, Dominica. The eyelashes that I use are Remy. Can you see that? Natural Wispies. They are $5.99 for 3 pairs, which is so cheap, and they're really natural and nice. I always buy these because for performing, you know, you might end up burning your eyelashes or losing them because you use them so often. So expensive ones just aren't a thing for me. It's just a waste of money because I lose or break them. So cheap ones, I get these in the hair shops where you buy all your extensions and your wigs and stuff for performing. You'll find them in most of those shops around London or wherever you are. Okay, so back to the eyebrow. No worries. Okay, so now I'm gonna fill in this section, the bulb of the eyebrow. I don't want it to be as dark as the rest of the eyebrow, so I'm gonna just softly do them like that. And give them a little brush. There we go. So with my eyebrows, this is my natural eyebrow shape here, and this is what I've drawn in. So you can see that I've kind of, actually brought that in a bit too far. I'm missing this little section of my eyebrow, and it's quite sparse through here and here. So I'm kind of using the natural shape of my eyebrow underneath here, and then I'm kind of creating my own little bit at the end. It depends what your eyebrows are like. If they are really sparse, you might need to go in with a thicker product so that you can actually create a more extreme shape. Personally, I think that you should always try and enhance what you have as opposed to trying to draw something crazy outside of what you have. You know, it kind of, as long as you kind of, if you don't have any hair at all, then you've obviously got to create something from scratch, and that's totally fine. But if you do have something to work with, then I would just try and enhance it rather than completely change it. So, again on the other eyebrow. And I don't know if any of that made any sense to you, Lucy. So, hopefully it did. So, I'm going in where my eyebrow hair starts growing at the bottom. I'm drawing a line underneath, and then I'm following my eyebrow slightly and filling in any gaps that don't look like they should be there. See how much that's filled in already? Then I'm gonna just pull it through the eyebrow. And again, the top is a little bit sparse. So I'm gonna create more of a line there. And then this is the section that I'm kind of missing. So I'm just drawing that straight in like that. So that's actually overdrawing my eyebrow slightly. See? Just filling in any gaps. And giving it a little brush. Giving it a little brush. You can also brush it down if you've got no hairs at all, really. Brush it down and look where the gaps are so you can fill them in. Give it a little brush. Then I'm just going to do the centre bit again. Gently just brushing through like that. Great. Glad I could help. I actually do, I do microblading as well, so that's why I kind of know a little bit more about the eyebrow shape and how you can kind of use them. Great, I'm glad, Laura. So yeah, softly just doing the centre bit, not to be too block. I don't like mine really rigid. Some people like them really sharp. It's totally personal preference, whatever you like. I go for more of a little bit of a natural brow. Sometimes if I'm doing more dramatic makeup, then I might do it a little bit heavier. What foundation do I recommend? Depends what you want. I used Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Oil-Free today. My other favourite foundation is Chanel Vita Lumiere. This is really, really dewy. So that's only if you like that look. If you want it a bit more matte. I also have this Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder, which is quite nice coverage actually, and not too dewy, not too matte. That's quite good. Liz, that's really good that you've let them grow. Definitely keep doing that, and try and find somebody that is recommended for eyebrow shaping that's not going to take too much away, because all you want to do is really get rid of the strays. So yeah, make sure you do your research to find somebody who is good at what they do, because I mean, I've got pictures of me in the past where before I really knew about eyebrows, where I used to go and get them threaded and they were so wonky and too thin, and it wasn't necessary to take that much off. So definitely leave them alone until you find somebody that you trust. There's quite a few people on Instagram that are good for eyebrow inspo. You can actually, I'll put a question thing in our Instagram story, and you can ask me some people to look at. Depends where you live as well, because I can recommend a lot of London places, but not necessarily outside of there. Cool, so I've just drawn the eyebrows. I'm getting distracted. They look pretty even. Just gonna brush them out a little bit. Just a little bit, needs a little bit more. Wine. Okay. Now, I've been chatting a lot, so this is quite a long one. It was meant to be a 30-minute one, but I had lots of questions, so I'm glad you guys have been interacting with me. A little angled brush. Where are you? Here. I think I got this from Urban Decay. It's really good. Really stiff. My favourite kind of brush to put your eyebrows on with. It's got a brush on the end as well. Then I've got Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Powder Duo. Comes with 2 colours in. This is dark brown. It's got a nice light one and a nice dark one. I'm going to go in with the dark one and just slightly darken up my ends. I'm leaving the centre alone. This will just give you a bit more precision. See that? Ever so slightly more precise than that one. Again with the dark one, just dabbing it in, pulling it through the ends. Just throwing my brush. See if I angled that slightly too much. I'm just going to use the brush to kind of just brush that off. How many shades darker would you recommend for your contour stick? Swapping to sticks from powder palettes by then. It was pale as a ghost. 1 second, let me get this bleeding eyebrow on. It's taken me about 10 years. So they're not the most even, but they'll do, you know. This one's slightly longer, but sisters, not twins, guys. Sisters, not twins. Just brush through a little bit. Right, done. How many shades darker for a contour stick? I mean, I tend to just look at it like, I reckon mine is probably, well, mine's 725. The problem is I don't have another brown. I tend to look at it like bronzer. So if you pick a colour that you like If you know what colour you have in bronzer, I would tend to try and get like it depends what colour your skin is as well. Like if you're more a reddy tone, like you probably want a cooler brown. If this is quite a warm brown, this is like honey kind of toffee brown that I use. This makes me quite brown, and I've got olive skin already. So maybe, because I use a foundation stick, maybe you're best to look into like the contour sticks. You can Google it online. Cultbeauty.com is really good for loads of makeup. If you type in contour sticks, they'll normally have like a fair to medium shade. I'd probably pick that as opposed to picking medium to dark. That's the only advice I could give you, really. But if you wanted to look at this contour stick that I use, it's actually a foundation stick, it's not contour. A skin foundation stick in Cool Almond 7.25 from Bobbi Brown. That's the one I use. I'd probably just shade up a few colours from that. Maybe go a bit lighter than that. I hope that can help. Right, now I'm going to set my eyebrows. NYX Control Freak. I'm using the end of the brush to put some of the product onto the eyebrow and brush up. Done. Same on the other side. Use the end of the brush to put the product through the eyebrow and then brush up. Cool. Now I've got a Charlotte Tilbury lip liner. Savage Rose. I'm going to go in straight in with that and draw my lip line shape in. I tend to overline slightly because I want a bigger lip. If you miss being tanned, Sally, Cocoa Butter do a natural gradual tanning cream, which I use pretty much every day on my body and on my face, and that gives you a really natural built-up tan, and it doesn't crumble off like fake tan. Just lining the lips. See that I've gone a bit bigger on this side, so I'm just going to bring this one up as well. Lip line done. Now I have MAC. Feels So Grand lip paint. This sets and it's really good for performing. Stays on, doesn't come off unless you're fire breathing. Everything comes off, so it's got a little lip gloss thing. Straight in. And I think we are done. We've got a red lip and a kind of subtle brown smoky eye. This is my glam, my quick glam, which took a whole hour because I was talking so much. I'm just going to put a little bit more bronzer on. Super dry lips. Your lipstick always looks a bit odd because you're so dry. Yeah, that is a problem. The mattifying lipsticks won't really work for you very well either. I mean, do you have a good lip balm? Lip scrubs from Lush are really good to get the excess skin off. I think that Kylie Jenner has actually just brought out a new combo of lip scrub and a lip mask to help with dryness on your lips. There's also a really good brand. 1 second. I literally never know how to say this. It's called La Roche-Posay. La Roche-Posay. This brand, this is not what you need, but this brand do a lip balm, which Kayla and a lot of the girls absolutely swear by, to moisturize their lips and get rid of any cracked, dry skin. So yeah, this brand, La Roche-Posay, they do a lip balm. Get hold of that and get yourself some lip scrub. And just be quite regimented on using it. Cool. That is my makeup done. And I'm just going to do a quick hair do. So, 2 little bits at the front, like this. Dush and dush. I'm going to go up into a pony, into a messy bun. The way I do this is just grab the hair, fold it over, hair tie over, messy bun. Yeah, Blistex can be quite good. I would stay away from this stuff. Carmex, I love it, but I definitely find it gives me dry skin, dry lips. Now I have this piece of fabric. Just gonna tie it under here. Into a little knot. I've got these big earrings, which are my faves. They look like they're about to fall apart, so that's fantastic. Ta-da! That is my look done. And I'm ready for my very exciting Zoom calls. Yeah, literally took what you saw, 5 minutes? No, not 5 minutes, literally like 3 minutes. Hair up in a little bun, little bits, big hoops, and a nice hair tie. So, that's me done. Thank you so much for everybody who watched and enjoyed it. If you liked it, let us know. If you didn't, like I said last time, I don't want to know. I'll be across on the Instagram now if you want to ask me any questions about any of the products that I used or any of the techniques that I used. So, yes. And no, I wasn't nervous about cutting my hair. Just cut it, it grows back. Literally grows back, so just try it if you fancy it. Anyway, I will see you next week. Goodbye guys, and thank you so much for watching.